everyone and welcome to Humanities Valley YouTube channel. I am Harshita and I am going to be discussing 30 most important MCQ questions from the point of view of Term 1 board examinations from English. We will be discussing every single chapter that is coming in Term 1 board examinations, and I am going to be posting the link of these PPTs as a form of PDF in the description. So, the chapter we are going to be discussing today is the last lesson. So, here we start. Question number 1. Where is the setting of the last lesson? A. Alsace, B. Sienne, C. Hague, or D. Lorraine? So, it is clearly mentioned in the NCERT that the setting of the last lesson is in the city of Alsace. So, the correct option is option number A. Question number 2. What Mr. Hamel had to question France about? A. History of France, B. Tenses, C. Geography of France, or D. Participles. So, in the beginning of the chapter, when France is shown as that he is hurrying to school, it is mentioned that he had not learned the principles of participles, which Mr. Hamel had to question him about. That. So, the correct option is option number D. Participles. Moving on. Question number 3. Who said, "Don't go so fast, Bub, you'll get to your school in plenty time"? A. Former mayor, B. Blacksmith, C. Postmaster, or D. Former colonel? Okay, so this you will know the answer of this question only and only if you have given a thorough reading to the chapter. So the correct option is option number B. Blacksmith. Moving on. Question number 4. What did the old Hauser brought with him in the classroom? A. Old primer, B. A journal, C. A pen, or D. Nothing. This is a very direct question. The old Hauser brought with him an old primer. Correct option is option number A. Moving on. Question number 5. When Franz was informed that it was his last lesson of French, what was his reaction? A. He was thrilled. B. He was shocked. C. He started crying. D. He started jumping around. When Mr. Hamel told everyone that it was going to be the last lesson of French, Franz was very shocked because he had procrastinated so much that now he knows nothing about his native language. He has not learned anything. So the correct option is option number B. He was shocked. Next question. Question number 6. What was so different about the school when Franz entered it? A. There were loud noises from classrooms. B. It was inspection day. C. It was unusually quiet. D. There was no one in the classrooms. So when Franz entered the school, the first thing he noticed was that the school was unusually quiet. Usually, there were a lot of noises coming from the classrooms because the kids used to be reciting their ba, baby, boos in loudly, but that day it was all quiet. So, the correct option is option number C. It was unusually quiet. Next question. For how many years did Mr. Hamel serve as a teacher? A 20, B 25, C 30, or D 40? Again, a very direct question. Correct option is question answer number D. Option number D. 40. Mr. Hamel had an experience of 40 years as a teacher. Moving on. Question number 8. Why did Mr. Hamel blame Franz for not learning anything? A. Because his parents wanted him to work in a farm rather than study. B. Mr. Hamel sometimes made him do his personal work too. C. Mr. Hamel took holidays without a reason to sometimes. Or D. All of the above. Correct option is option number D. When Franz was not able to answer the questions of Mr. Hamel about the principles of participles, Mr. Hamel stated all option number A, option number B, and option number C, that his parents were responsible because they were reluctant to send him to study. They wanted him to work in the farm, and Mr. Hamel made him water his gardens. Mr. Hamel took a holiday for his personal reasons. So he blamed the parents and himself that Franz didn't learn anything. Correct option is option number D, all of the above. Moving on. Okay, now there are going to be 5 passage based questions. You can pause the video, give this paragraph a read, and then we are going to move on. Here is the first passage based question. What was written in the new copies handed by Mr. Hamel that day? A. Franz Alsace, B. Vive la France, C. Goodbye France, or D. Prussians can never win. So when it was the writing session, Mr. Hamel handed out new copies to everyone that day because it was the last day of when they would learn French, and he had written France also is very beautifully over them. It is mentioned in the book. Again, you're gonna know the answer of this question only and only if you have given a thorough reading of the chapter. Read the chapter at least 4 to 5 times before the exam. That is gonna help you a lot. Do not just read the summaries, read the chapter from the book. These small details matter the most. Correct option is option number A, France Alsace. Moving on, question number 10. What does France mean when he says, will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? A. He was mad at being forced to study German. B. He was sad that he won't be able to study French anymore. C. He was sad for Mr. Hamel. D. None of the above. Option, it is quite clear that he was sad that he won't be able to study French anymore. Correct option is option number B. Question number 11. What lesson was going on when France had the following thoughts? You are gonna know this answer only if you have given a thorough reading of the chapter. Here, A. Art, B. Pronunciation, C. Reading, D. Writing. The answer is also given in the passage. The writing lesson was going on when France had those thoughts. By the following thoughts, here they mean the passage. Correct option, option number D, writing. Okay, chronological order means the events that happened in a particular sequence. So they are asking us to arrange 1, 2, 3, 4 in the sequence they happened. First, our first statement is Mr. Hamel pacing back and forth in the classroom. Second is complete silence in school. Third is France hurries to school. And fourth is Vive la France. Okay, let's just discuss it. In the beginning of the chapter, what happens? France was hurrying to the school. Then comes statement number 2. So our first statement is gonna be statement number 3. We are gonna use the elimination method to solve such questions. So we know the first statement is gonna be statement number 3. We know it's gonna be either option number C or option number D. Now let's move on. Second or fourth. What is the second statement? Complete silence in school or Vive la France. Vive la France happened at the last when the Prussians came back from their marching. Then is when Mr. Hamel wrote on the board Vive la France. So second statement happened after the third statement, and then came the first statement. The last statement is the fourth one. Using the elimination method, we know correct option is option number C. Let's move on. Question number 13. Why was Mr. Hamel sitting in his chair and looking at everything in the classroom? A. Because he wanted to capture everything there. B. Because he was sad he won't be able to teach the kids anymore. C. Because it was inspection day and he wanted everything to be perfect. D. All of the above. So here the correct option is option number A. Mr. Hamel was just sitting in his classroom and looking at everything because he was being nostalgic. He wanted to capture everything in the classroom because he had spent 40 years of his life teaching kids in those classroom, and it was like he wanted to capture that whole thing in his mind, like creating a memory of the last day. Correct option, option number A. Next question. Who is the writer of the last lesson? Always learn the names of the writers of the lessons and poems. They are the most asked question. That is the first thing you should ever learn in the lesson. A. Alfonso Daudet. B. William Douglas. C. Anais Chung. D. Stephen Spender. The writer of the last lesson is Alfonso Daudet. Correct option, option number A. Moving on. Question number 15. What was the first thing Mr. Hamel said when France entered the classroom? A. My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. B. Go to your place quickly, little France. We were beginning without you. C. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive. D. I won't scold you, little France. You must feel bad enough. Okay, so let's just discuss all the statements one by one. Statement number one: my children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. This statement was said when Franz had settled down and Mr. Hamill was beginning to teach. Second statement: go to your place quickly, little Franz. We were beginning without you. This statement is the correct statement because when Franz just stood on the doorstep of the classroom, this is what Mr. Hamill told him, that to just go to his place really quickly and that they had to begin. Uh, Third statement is, this is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive. Statement number A and statement number C were said at the same time. I just separated them and wrote them as different options. Then comes statement number D. I won't scold you, little Franz. You must feel bad enough. This statement was said when Franz was not able to answer the questions asked by Mr. Franz about the principles of participles. In this question, correct option is option number B. Question number 16. The story. The last lesson highlights which human tendency? A. Male chauvinism. B. Procrastination. C. Courage. Or D. Cowardice. Very direct question. The story last lesson highlights the human tendency to procrastinate. The correct option, option number B. Moving on. Question number 17. From where did the orders come to teach only German in the districts of Alsace and Lorraine? A. Berlin. B. France. C. Siegen. Or D. Germany. A very, very, very direct question. Again, I'm gonna say, if you have given a thorough reading of the chapter, you will know the answer to this question. Answer is option number A, Berlin. Question number 18. What made Franz forget Mr. Hamill's ruler and crankiness? A. Police patrolling. B. Strange quietness. C. Bustle on the streets. D. Idea of his going away. Very direct question. It is not too difficult to answer. Correct option is option number D, the idea of him going away. Question number 19. What does the expression in great dread of scolding mean? A. To be very happy about it. B. Very badly scared of scolding. C. To be indifferent. D. None of the above. Great dread of scolding actually means that Franz was really, really scared of the scolding, because this expression is mentioned in the beginning of the chapter when Franz says that he is late to school and he has not learned the principles of participles. So he says that he is in great dread of scolding, means he is very badly scared of the scolding. Correct option, option number B. Moving on. Question number 20. What was there in front of the bulletin board? A. Children. B. Police. C. Hawkers. D. A crowd. A very direct question. Correct option, option number D. Question number 21. What bad news used to come from the bulletin board? A. Lost battles. B. The draft. C. Orders of the commanding officers. D. All of the above. So, the bulletin board, it is mentioned in the book that the bulletin board used to be the bearer of all the bad news. It used to carry informations about the lost battles, the drafts, orders of the commanding officers. So, correct option here is option number D, all of the above. Question number 22. Expression thunderclap in the lesson means A. Loud but not clear. B. Loud and clear. C. Startling and unexpected. D. Unpleasant. Thunderclap is always startling and unexpected. Startling means अचानक से हो जाने वाला, which just makes us go like ये क्या हो गया, and unexpected, we all know the meaning. Correct option, option number C. Question number 23. Why was Franz feeling regretful and sad? A. For reaching late. B. For not learning participles. C. For change of the government. D. For not learning his mother tongue. Okay, you must be confused between option A, B and D. See, Franz did not know before reaching the school. He felt guilty for reaching late, but he did not know that it was gonna be his last lesson of French. He was regretful and sad because he won't be learning his mother tongue anymore. Correct option, option number D. Question number 24. Whom did Mr. Hamill blame for not sending students to school? A. Parents. B. Friends. C. Teachers. D. Watchmen. we have discussed it already. He blamed the parents for not sending the children to school and making them work in the farm instead. Correct option, option number A. Question number 25. What does the last lesson symbolize? A. Loss. B. Loss of freedom. C. Loss of freedom and language. D. Loss of language. See, when there's a war in a particular area, first thing that gets snatched from the people in that area is their freedom, and then they even snatch the freedom of their freedom of speaking in their mother tongue as well, because mother tongue is something that keeps the people united, and the strategy is that if we do not make them speak their mother tongue, they will not be able to contact with each other anymore. So whenever there's a war, there's a loss of freedom and the loss of freedom to speak in their own language. Correct option, option number C. Question number 26. Mr. Hamill is introduced as a ruler wielding teacher. This demonstrates that A. He is concerned, B. He is adamant, C. He is unfeeling, or D. He is a hard taskmaster. Mr. Hamill was a hard taskmaster. This question is clear in itself. Correct option, option number D. Question number 27. What does Mr. Hamill's motionless posture affect? A. The school is dismissed. B. The sense of finality. C. Changing order of life. D. Feeling of nostalgia. So the moment Mr. Hamill was sitting in his chair and motionless and just trying to capture everything in his mind so that he does not forget anything, he was actually having a feeling of nostalgia because he had spent almost his entire life sitting in that classroom and teaching the kids. Correct option, option number D. Question number 28. Why was France surprised? A. Because of village elders. B. Because of police patrolling. C. Because of students' behavior. Or D. Because of Mr. Hamill's kind and polite behavior. So when France entered the classroom, the first thing he noticed was that he entered the classroom and Mr. Hamill was like, go little France, just quickly get seated, we were about to be beginning without you. His eyes actually landed at the back benches where the village elders were sitting. So he was really surprised to see that what the village elders were doing in this classroom. Aren't they too old to be in the classroom? So he was really surprised to see them. Correct option, option number A. Question number 29. What were the things being taken for granted by the people of Alsace? A. Time in school. B. People around. C. Money and power. D. Teachers of the school. So the things that were being taken for granted by the people of Alsace were time and school. The people of Alsace didn't take school much seriously, and they were like, oh, we have so much time, oh, this. So they used to procrastinate. So time and school were the things that were being taken by granted by the people of Alsace. Correct option, option number A. Last question for today. What effect does this story speak about? A. Power. B. Money. C. Transition. Or D. People. Okay, this story speaks about a transition. Like here, the transition actually is the transition between from learning French to learning German. And this transition was not being taken so happily by the people. Correct option, option number C. So those were the 30 MCQ, most important MCQs from the point of view of term 1 board examinations from the last lesson. I'm going to be uploading videos about other chapters of English as well, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for today.